Hello, ladies and gents, it's Hagbard Celine here on another beautiful afternoon, and today is the day of the quote-unquote slam poem by Linda Sarsour. In this poem, Linda stands on stage and cries about minor incidences, some of which can't even be directly associated with any sort of Islamophobia or bigotry in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, she cries about having to dress herself. Yes, ladies and gents, that's what we are going to see today. I hope you enjoy.
Do you know what it's like to represent a billion human beings every day you walk out of your house?
Technically, yes, I represent 1.14 billion people globally every time I step out of my house, and any time I come into contact with somebody of a different ethnicity, they're likely to categorize me due to that ethnic background.
To be looked at as the representative of an entire world religion. A world religion. Do you know what that's like?
No, although I do know what it's like to have an entire world religion imposed upon your being and the presumption to be made that you were of a certain religious faith. However, as an atheist, I don't represent any religious faith when I speak.
It's exhausting. And it feels so heavy.
Crying about feelings from a professional social justice activist, I'm sure we're all shocked.
Sometimes it makes me angry, and I'm tired of it.
And listening to you and your cohorts stand on stages across the entire Western Hemisphere complaining about your non-existent oppression is getting me tired.
I'm tired of not crossing some unknown rule of gender interaction to prevent folks from having a field day and saying, see, those religious girls, they're freaks.
If you're implying that some people have made the necessary connection that sexually repressed individuals can, upon having access to an open sexual playing field, have more disturbed predilections, this is just true. However, if by freaks they were describing the manner in which you present yourself, frankly, that is also true.
I'm tired of not going to class because I didn't read my assignment. And if I don't say something incredibly brilliant, my silence will be attributed to being inherently oppressed by my religion, men, clothing.
When did it become true that anybody that held a, let's say, quote-unquote marginalized identity became suddenly capable of being psychic? Why is it that you would presume that anyone would think that your silence was because of your oppression?
Rather than the fact that I didn't do my homework because I was screwed around on Facebook the previous night like 90% of my class.
Oh, come now. Arguably, that has absolutely nothing to do with being a Muslim and absolutely everything to do with being a woman.
I'm tired of carefully picking outfits, colors, accessories, silks, every day for public relations purposes.
Now it appears that you're actively complaining that you're forced to dress yourself every day. I don't know if I can continue with this, dear.
To ensure that I look approachable, yet modest.
Dear, both of these conditions are self-imposed. To be approachable and modest are self-impositional requirements. You're just required to be dressed. Now, the modesty issue, however, hinges on your religious belief, does it not?
Rather than withdrawn and oppressed. When really some days, let me tell you, it's so much easier for me to throw on my linen shawl and black abaya over my pajamas.
Yes, I hear this all the time from professional apologists who actually live in a country in which they have a fucking choice.
I'm tired of putting on my patient, understanding face every time some idiot asks me, what do you all speak over there? And why do you people hate us?
Yes, dear, I get it. Being a Muslim woman in New York directly after 9/11 had to have been quite an exciting time. However, in other videos you brag about speaking Arabic, so don't act like the question comes out of left field.
And is Islam in the West at war?
Are aspects of Western society incongruous with Islamically maintained societies? Yes or no?
Instead of saying hello. Do you not see me? Do you not happen to see that I'm standing right here in front of you and I'm not wielding a sword?
Well, that's quite the leap from someone asking you some silly questions on the street, isn't it? But it's interesting that you should reveal that you still have the hangover of a cultural obsession with the sword.
I'm tired of wanting to curse but don't when some guy cuts me off on the highway and laughs through his window.
This is a prime example of you being hypersensitive. This is the prime example of this that just proves to me that you're incapable of distinguishing between everyday dickheads and people who are racist or Islamophobic or whatever fucking shit buzzword you want to use to mean being specifically mean to someone that is visually representing themselves as a Muslim.
I'm tired of wanting to curse but don't when some guy cuts me off on the highway and laughs through his window.
Somebody drives by you and passes on the highway and laughs out his window, and you assume the only way he could have possibly been motivated to do that is he hates Muslims, obviously.
Or ask my friends while waiting for ice cream, where y'all from? And after my friend responds Brooklyn, he says,
Let us all ignore in discomfort the fact that this racial equality advocate is clearly mimicking a certain ethnicity in this scene, if you will.
listen, don't fuck with me. When I ask you where you're from, don't fucking tell me Brooklyn. You tell me where you're from.
Beyond the fact that I don't believe that this story happened, or if it did happen, it's happened once in your entire life from a dickhead. Ignoring that, I have to question why you were afraid to say the simple phrase, "My family is from Palestine." That's all. You just have to answer that question. It's not a big deal. It's the same as I've moved geographically. People have questioned me, "Where are you from?" Do you see how it doesn't bother me?
I don't respond because I'm scared. It's everyone is watching. I don't want people to think, there goes another angry Muslim, can't control their temper, so emotional.
So, in this scenario, a man has asked you where you are from. When you said, "I'm from Brooklyn," his response was to become very loud and aggressive and further demand a response. To this incident, there were witnesses, and it is your story that you feared these witnesses would side against you. The young woman being assaulted publicly about her ethnic heritage. Yeah, that sounds like a story that super happened.
Because it's not like that at all. I'm not another angry Muslim. I'm not a bad example. Hell, I'm not a good example. I'm just not representation.
Then you are in the wrong line of work, because it is your job to be a representative of the Arab Muslim community.
I am a human being, and my name is Linda. But when I do break and say, you know what? Fuck you. What the fuck is your problem, asshole? Where the fuck are you from? It has nothing to do with my religion.
Of course not, dear, and nobody who would witness that situation would think so, but even presuming that there was no verbal assault from the gentleman and you reacted negatively, very few, if any people, would think, "Oh, angry Muslim, angry Arabs, you know how it is, they just go off like this." Very few people would think that. What they would think is the truth, that you're an unpleasant bitch. Nothing more, nothing less. You're just an unpleasant human being. It's not an indicator of your religious beliefs, although it may be influenced by them and the belief that you have the right to demand people's respect. But you don't, and you will not get it. At least, not from me, and frankly speaking, especially not for just being a hijabi. That's it for me, ladies and gents. I hope you've had a good time here with this slam poetry event done by our new favorite person, Linda Sarsour. This done, I'd like to let everyone know that I'm officially going to be gone for approximately 2 weeks, starting on the 4th. So, I will see all of you on the 19th. Fuck up? Yes, sir. Go ahead and bring in the antennas and prepare to dive, if you would. We're in for a long trip. It will be done immediately. Do I at least get to know where we're going, Hagbot? Of course not. You're a fucking computer. Just prepare to dive. Fair enough. Thanks for joining me, folks. Good luck, stay safe, and goodbye.